folks, and a very, very warm welcome to DinamoTV. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you again this week. My name is Tonchi Prusats, and I am your host for the next 60 minutes. And it's already episode 27. Can you believe it? The year is flying so fast, and that can only mean one thing. The Australian Croatian Soccer Tournament is getting closer and closer. And speaking of which, tonight we've got a very strong tourney theme. We'll be speaking to Marko BUTORAC, one of the organising committee members, about the latest that is happening. And he's dropping an exclusive bombshell announcement about the tournament later in tonight's show. We will also be speaking with the man who arguably, undeniably, has scored the goal of the season so far, Joey MONEK. He was the scorer of that goal. Yes, that goal that gave us the lead against Altona Magic last weekend in NPL round 22 action. And it certainly ensured that the senior men's team escaped the relegation zone. Well, hopefully permanently, but at the moment temporarily. And we'll hear all about the newfound confidence, the excitement, the enthusiasm in the Dinamo change rooms since the signing of 3 or 4 of those big high-profile players. That's all coming up in tonight's episode of DinamoTV, plus a lot more. We've also got the Dinamo Under-11 girls team. They took part in last week's Football Victoria Girls Cup at Keilor Park. And we may also have a few other legends and what you nots coming up as well. But before we go on to the news desk, it's time just to get a couple of messages from our major sponsor this year, the I&D Group.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials, along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria, and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St. Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and let's all start with all the action that happened last week, or last Sunday afternoon, in fact, when Dinamo came up against Altona Magic. Let's go straight to the highlights reel. Your commentator is Lockie Flanagan.
It is the quest of avoiding the drop. They could go out of the bottom 2 today with another win after rooting themselves out of the bottom of the table last week with a win. Hoping to make it 2 in 2. Back-to-back wins for the first time this season. While for Altona, a big 3 points today could put them within touching distance of their hunt towards the top 6, which was reignited by that win against Avondale. Sovereign, back to Broxham. Oh, Bullich has to be careful. The net is empty! And Altona take the lead. And Daniel Fabrizio wasn't to be denied for long. And that's going to work out for BUTORAC. Isolated with Broxham once again. The numbers filter in. Anastovsky! Darcy Anastovsky does it it again against St Albans. A 1-2 punch from the Magic. In fact, it'll be 3 here at wrong by James Langoya.
3 more minutes, I'm surely watching
You can see every time St Albans turn back to head towards their keeper, how desperately Goran Lozanovski is to bring his charges up. And you can understand why, given how the press work has worked for them so far. They're maybe being picked apart at the other end. Fowler rolls it back for Sovereign into the middle. It goes! And Luca Cabrera gets the goal for St Albans.
Let's go!
Gets his first goal for St Albans. And the spark of hope reignited by one of their young sparks. And in the space of a handful of minutes either side of the half, St Albans could go from 2-0 down to level pegging. And up steps Brian Summerskill, who has not missed a penalty all season. He has scored 4 goals this year, all of them at home, all of them from the spot. He is perfect from this moment, and he will have to get the beating of a man who has shown his proficiency when it comes to the art of saving penalties. Christian Rossi, the Altona captain, he saved Altona's bacon in the 96th minute last week. What can he do here? Up steps Summerskill! We're level at Churchill Reserve! Quite the 30 minutes left in this game. Round 22 of NPL Victoria. Going out with a bang. We've got a Desmond at the moment. 2-2. And Altona, we've seen their 2-0 lead dissipate. Goals either side of the half from Luca Cabrera and Brian Summerskill. Broxham was being urged to shoot. Went for the sensible thing, which was getting it to Joey MONEK! Are you kidding me? Joey MONEK again in St Albans' hour of need. A collector's item from the Dinamo veteran. It's available to him by Michael Mammis. And it is now in his discretion as to how much time remains in this game. Well, it sends it forward. The miracle on Fox Street. 2-0 down after 24 minutes. 3-2 winners at the full.
Yes, indeed. The miracle on Fox Street, as Lockie Flanagan so eloquently put it. And there we have the ladder after the completion of round 22. Dinamo now on 16 points, one ahead of Manningham United, who are 13th, and further 5 points ahead of bottom place Moreland City. This week, a tough game where we come up against third-placed Oakleigh Cannons, who sniff a second-place finishing because Avondale faltered on the weekend. But, it's tight there for that battle for second spot. South have definitely flown away from everyone with 4 rounds remaining. It can still be toppled, but it's going to be a tough battle there for second spot on the NPL Victoria ladder with 4 games to go. All the action kicks off this Sunday at Churchill Reserve, 3 p.m. The under-23s kick off at 12 p.m. Speaking of the under-23s, their game was cancelled last week because of the state of the pitch, and they were saving the pitch, obviously, for the main game. It was very, very waterlogged by that stage. This weekend, they come up against the Oakleigh Cannons, and that should be a great game, that 7th versus 8th, and that game kicks off at 12 p.m. The senior women also were not in action this weekend. Their game against Altona East Phoenix was postponed on the morning of the game due to a waterlogged pitch. So that game against Altona East will be played at another date in the catch-up round, no doubt. Well, that means that now Dinamo have fallen 8 points behind leaders Westgate, but 2 games in hand. And this weekend they'll have a gilt-edged opportunity presented to the ladies when they take on Sydenham Park at home tomorrow night. That game kicks off at 8 p.m. Game will be played on pitch number 2. So taking on Sydenham Park. Westgate have got the bye. So straight away, that 8-point gap can be reduced to 5 points, and Dinamo will still have 1 game in hand. Moving along to now the JB NPL, the junior boys NPL. Last week we saw in the under-14s, Dinamo defeated Geelong 2-0. Hassan Ahmed scoring 2 goals. In the under-15s, a great win at Werribee City for Dinamo, 4-0. Maxim Mikulic yet again on the goal scorers chart. He scored a brace. Nicholas Logozzo also scored 1, as did Marko Mioc. Unfortunately, the under-16s couldn't make it a clean sweep for Dinamo, going down to Caroline Springs at home, 2-1. Lucas Hanania was the only goal scorer for the Dinamovci. In the under-18s, Dinamo travelled to Bendigo City and came away with an emphatic 5-0 win. Nicholas Masiti scoring 2 goals. Josh Angelis, Adam Abdullah and Jonathan Galvan all scoring 1 goal apiece. This weekend, round 13 action sees the under-14s travel to Brunswick City. The venue is Dunstan Reserve and kickoff is at 10 o'clock. In the under-16s, Brunswick City will host Dinamo, and that game, also Dunstan Reserve, will kick off at 1:15 p.m. So both the 14s and the 16s will travel to Dunstan Reserve to take on Brunswick City. In the under-15s and the under-18s, for that matter, they will be hosting their respective sides at home. Churchill Reserve will see a 9:30 a.m. kickoff for Bendigo City, they'll have to get up very, very early to come up to Melbourne on Sunday morning. And then we've got the under-18s in action at 11 o'clock, the earlier time to enable, them to be there for to watch the seniors. That game at Churchill Reserve kicks off at 11 a.m. against Moreland City. Let's go very, very quickly through the ladders, and we'll have a look at the 14s and the 15s. So first of all, the under-14s, there on the left-hand side, currently in equal second spot, a slightly inferior goal difference to Hume City in second spot, and our sister club Melbourne Knights sitting pretty on top of the competition standings. That is the Division 3 Northwest Division. The under-15 Division 3 Northwest Division sees almost an identical situation. Dinamo are in third spot with 25 points, but they share the same amount of points as second place Caroline Springs George Cross, who have got a very, very good goal difference. So it'll take a lot of catching up for Dinamo to do if they want to get into the first top 2 spots in the under-15s. The under-16s moving along there. The same thing applies here. Dinamo are in third spot of the under-16 Division 3 ladder. Once again, slot behind Caroline Springs George Cross and Eltham Redbacks on top. But the under-18s are doing very well. They remain undefeated after 12 games with a record of 8 wins and 4 draws. And they are sitting pretty on top of the competition standings in Division 3 Northwest. Hopefully next season we'll see 1, 2, 3, but ideally all 4 of the JB NPL teams moving up a division or 2. Wouldn't that be good if we could get a couple of teams in next season's Division 1? Speaking of our juniors, stay tuned, folks. There's some incredible announcements being made over the next few weeks, maybe even the next few months, in that field, the field of junior development. some exciting times for everyone involved with the Dinamo family. Let me tell you that. Obviously, the committee and the various committees working very, very hard behind the scenes, already with one eye on next season. Hopefully, that's got you all excited about 2025. Now, speaking of excited, these gentlemen would have been very, very excited, I think, last week. Do we have a photo? I don't know if we do have a photo, unfortunately. But go to our social media pages, and you will see that the Dinamo legends were lending their support at the weekend match. And it was great to see some of our past club legends present at the NPL Victoria clash with Altona Magic. There was Joe Chulje, Marian Vundel, Konsianidis, Ilya Radoš, Ante Kovacevic, Tom Pondeljak, Martin Raspudic as well, who we had on the show a few weeks back. So that was certainly worth seeing. Those gentlemen, they were absolutely fantastic. And let's see if we can bring that up on screen. There we go. There's a photo of them from left. Joe Chulje in the back there. Then we had Marian Vundel in the front. Konsianidis there on his left. Then we had Ilya Radoš, who we had on the show just recently. Ante Kovacevic was there. Tommy Pondeljak, who was there also recently and features quite often on DinamoTV as in his role as senior women's coach. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Martin Raspudic here. All right, folks, we're going to take a very, very short break. And when we return, it will be time to look at last week, the Dinamo girls under 11s team. They took part in the Football Victoria Girls Cup at Kilo. So don't go away, folks. We're going to have that coming up just after this break. Yes, last week, as we mentioned just before the break, the St Albans Dinamo under 11 girls took part in the Football Victoria Girls Cup at Kilo Park. This was held last Thursday and Friday. It was, well, from all accounts, it was a fantastic day. And it was a fantastic day, with day one seeing the young girls win 3-2 against the Swifties. They won 1-0 against Darebin Falcons. And then on top of that, after that, we saw them win. It was draw 1-1 against Caroline Springs George Cross. We've got some photos here, and we'll just pop some photos up while we're talking. On day two was a quarterfinal win on penalties after 0-0 draw with Pascoe Vale. Hero Nicolina Kozul with a crucial save on the fifth penalty kick. In the semi-final against Kilo Park, we lost 4-1 in a very competitive game against the tournament favourites. There they are. And there's some of the mums that were on hand as well. Big shout out to all the mums taking their daughters along to the tournament as well. And then afterwards, what would an after party be without pizzas, of course? And the girls had a chance to indulge in some pizzas. We've also got some footage here, courtesy of Anthony Smallage. So thank you to Anthony for sending that through. And also there's a little bit of a tactical meeting ahead of the penalties. Enjoy. Oh, nope, that wasn't it. Let's see if we can get that video up and running. We've got the Dinamo girls. Here we go.
Go into space and pass into space. Try score. Yeah, score as hard as you can. Shoot, score, shoot, yeah. Make it go through the goal. Never back down, never what? Never give up! Never give up! Don't do it now. I'm still playing.
She'll get it.
Dole, Toshak.
Start marching in. I want to be saying of it. Oh, when the saints start marching in. Oh, when the saints, come marching in. Come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. I want to be saying of it. Oh, when the saints start marching in.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and it's time for our first guest tonight on tonight's episode, and it's a representative from the organising committee of the Croatian Soccer Tournament Dinamo 2024. Absolute pleasure to welcome Marko BUTORAC to the show. Good evening, Budo. How you going?
I'm good, Tonch. Thanks for having me back on. Must have done a good job the first time around.
Oh, mate, you guys are doing a sterling job. And I'm talking collectively because it is this as we're starting to approach the pointy end of the year, I guess, that calm before the storm. There is so much going on in the area of the soccer tournament behind the scenes, and I guess tonight's an opportunity for viewers of DinamoTV far and wide, not just here in Melbourne, but I'm sure all around the country, to find out all the latest that's going on with the Dinamo tournament this year, mate. Over to you. What's happening?
Yeah, like you said, Tonch, it's definitely a busy time. We're 2.5 months away from tournament. It feels like a long time away, but there is a lot to happen. But it feels really positive at the moment, and it's I think that 3-month mark, we hit a bit of a milestone. Okay, we can start to lock in certain suppliers and finalize budgets and. I guess a key milestone was the closure of the team registration at the end of June, and happy to say that we'll have 21 clubs from around Australia represented at this year's tournament across the 5 divisions.
These are the 3 that we've already announced, isn't it? The ABC, Adelaide, Croatia, Brisbane Knights, and Canberra, Croatia. But as we've heard tonight, there are a lot more.
Yeah, we'll use our socials as an opportunity to engage with the audience and also start to announce these teams. We're really proud, and obviously there was a bit of a grey over the date change, but we haven't seen the impacts. There are some clubs, unfortunately, not coming for their own reasons, but we'll have 50 teams here, which is a really healthy tournament.
That is fantastic, because what's the average? I mean, average generally it's around about the 55 team mark, isn't it, or something like that?
I think I think Adelaide had maybe 45, and I think record tournaments are 55, 60, maybe in a Gold Coast or similar. So we're around average. We're comfortable. There's good representation from the different states, and we're geared up for me personally and the committee, and we're meeting pretty regularly. We're ready for the next 2.5 months.
Yeah. Well, we on our social media platforms, we announced during the week our first silver sponsor, Adria International Travel Agency, based here in Melbourne. But there are more as well to be announced shortly.
Yeah, we'll use our socials, and as part of the sponsorship opportunity, we're committing to promoting these brands. Just a couple that we either have or haven't announced, or we will soon. Evolution Electrical as well. Matt Shakic, who's been part of the club and will be a big part of helping at the tournament. Adria Travel, as you said. AHA de Geelong have just come on board this week, and we'll announce them officially. And then we're obviously talking to a lot of other sponsors. Inflation Nightclub have also come on board as part of our agreement with the Friday night disco that we launched last week. So that's great that not only that we have that relationship and we'll host the event there, but they've also come on board as a sponsor. So we're using our socials a lot more active at the moment because there's a lot happening, and we're using, so the last 2 Sunday nights we've announced the Friday night disco and the ladies lunch, and we'll use the next couple of Sundays to announce our next events.
Yeah. Now let's turn our attention to the Friday night disco. The red rooftop, the white main room, and the blue basement, very colour coordinated. Tell us more about the entertainment on offer.
Yeah, strategic maybe, clever, I'd say. We're making the most of the multi-level venue in Inflation. Upstairs is a open rooftop. We will announce entertainment shortly, but you can smoke up there for those that are still smoking or vaping. We'll have some Croatian music, and we'll have some live music up on the rooftop. In the middle room, we have announced major minor. We've got a DJs that we will announce at a later stage, and the blue basement is really for the bangers, house music. If you want to go and get a workout.
Workout. There's something for everyone. That's for sure. Now it is going to be a prepaid event, so no tickets sold at the door. They must be pre-purchased via the link or the QR code. How's that going to go down? You know, there are some people probably might decide last minute that they want to go or whatever the case.
Yeah, and they can. Tonch, they can. They just scan the QR code. We've had a really good uptake already, obviously for a lot of Melburnians, and people can buy tickets on the day. We'll have a QR code in line, so if you haven't bought a ticket for some reason, you've missed all the comms. You'll be able to scan a QR code, and by the time you get to the front of the line, you'll be able to purchase a ticket. So it's just no tickets at the door because everything's through Eventbrite.
Yeah, there you go. So we've got everything covered, everything organised. It's smooth. Hopefully it all goes like clockwork, that's for sure. The ladies' lunch. Now, this is going to be quite huge. Earlier that day at Churchill Reserve, just speaking to a few people at the club, and we'll announce that a little bit later on, but there's something very special being planned with regards to this, the Plava Kucha. That's going to be a bit more information rolled out over the next coming weeks. But this is also a prepaid event, so same sort of thing. Price does exclude the booking fee. There's a link there, linktr.ee/CST2024. So do bring your, as the advert says, bring your dancing shoes, book your tickets now as numbers are limited. And what is the capacity? Because obviously we can't have thousands attending this, but what is the capacity?
No, at the moment, I guess until we officially build the Plava Kucha, we're just working through some of the final engineering. And for those that don't know, we're building a large marquee in the car park between pitch 1 and pitch 3. So that area where it's gravel and next
I'm hearing it's going to be a 2-story one. Is that right?
It is, yeah, 2-story.
Wow, this is not a marquee. This is something big.
Think what's the rate in the races when you go to the birdcage?
Oh, the birdcage. Yeah.
So this Plava Kucha level 2 is really important for us, Tonchi. It's going to host the ladies' lunch, and led by committee member Susie Illich, and she calls them the D7, the 7 members of her team, putting this together. They've got a fantastic lunch planned with live entertainment, cocktails, food planned, some speakers as well. Everyone will get a small gift, and they're doing a raffle as well. So it's a really, for those that have been involved in similar ladies' lunch previously, just a good opportunity for potentially if you don't even like football. This is a way to engage with the Croatian community in a non-football environment with a bit of football in the background. And Tonchi, it will be the best view of tournament, being on level 1. It will be raised, and then it also doubles up as our VIP lounge. So for those that have seen on our socials, we're selling VIP passes. They are the best value passes across the tournament. For 4 days, you have the opportunity to get access to the VIP lounge, drinks and food included. They are limited times based on what's happening across those 4 days. But for $1,000 and no lines and views onto pitch 1 and pitch 3, I think once we build it and people see it, I think it's going to be the hottest ticket in town.
Excellent. Wow, that is so exciting. Can't wait to see that in reality. And you can just imagine Churchill Reserve is going to be absolutely transformed in a way that we certainly do not know. That's for sure. Now, there's lots of raffle prizes. There's going to be sponsors as well. How are we going with that? Do we need more sponsors? How can sponsors get in touch? Raffle prizes, etc., etc.
Yeah, of course. Firstly, sponsors, we won't say no. We're pushing them through our own networks and through socials as well. So that link tree that's on all our socials will take you directly to the sponsorship pack. By all means, get in contact with us. There are premium gold, silver packages if you just want to get involved with the ladies' lunch, if you want to just get involved with some signage. It really supports the tournament. Fortunately or unfortunately, these tournaments do cost a lot to put on. So by the generosity of the community, it gives us the opportunity to put some of that money at the end of the tournament back into Dinamo and facilities. So we still are and always open to having conversations. And on the raffle prize, Tonch, it's a DinamoTV exclusive.
Here we go. Wait for it, folks.
Flashing lights. We were going to announce on Sunday, but I'm happy to say tonight that from Sunday you can buy raffle tickets from the club here, and we'll have other avenues that you can purchase them. We are offering $20,000 total prizes in cash, with first prize being $15,000, and we will draw that out on the Sunday at some point during the Div 1 final.
And how much are tickets going to be?
They're only $50, Tonch, and I've done some maths. You've got a better chance of winning this raffle than you do the $10 million Saturday Tats Lotto. So
there you go. I was going to say you probably stand a better chance of winning this than Tad's Lotto or Oz Lotto or Powerball or whatever the case may be. That is awesome news. So there you go, folks. Exclusive tonight. $15,000 first prize, $20,000 in total cash prizes. And for an input of only $50, for an investment, I should say, of just $50, tickets available at Dinamo this Sunday, which is another reason why everyone needs to flock down to Churchill Reserve this Sunday, not only just to watch the senior men play in the game against Oakleigh Cannons, but also to get your raffle ticket for the tournament. Are we looking at capping it at a certain amount, or no? It's just as many as we can possibly sell.
Oh, no. But at a certain point, we just kind of working through the detail at the moment. It's not unlimited. There needs to be a cap on it. I don't have those details with me. Sorry, Tonch. But I just wanted to also touch on volunteers, if I could.
Yes.
We've had an amazing, incredible response from community, from our sister clubs from around Victoria, and also some of the dance groups and the church groups and others. And we're really thankful. Just one moment, buddy. One moment. 1 second.
Let's put him on the big screen. Is that your son? Is it?
This is little Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. That's a great name.
I tell him that Data's working on tournament for him, so then he's got something to enjoy. Okay.
Hey, Tommy, tell everyone they have to volunteer.
He's gone. He's gone to help volunteer. Just a shout out, an incredible response. Lucy, our committee member as well, has been leading the charge there. And we are again open to more parents, anyone that's willing to help, whether that's cooking, serving the bar, driving the shuttle bus, being football operations. If you can work a day, if you can work 4 days, it's irrelevant. It's just about signing up and getting involved. So again, all the details are on that link tree. We can share that, Tonch, on the chat. And if you're thinking about volunteering and you're like, I will, well, we need to know in advance. You don't expect to just show up on the week of and have a job, because we want to make sure you get fed and you got a drink and you're in our kit.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to know in advance, and we'll allocate an appropriate job as well. So don't just assume you're working until we know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of pre-planning that comes with these events, with these functions. And I mean, you are a professional. You do that in your professional job. So on top of that, you're also now doing this on a voluntary basis. So kudos to you, mate, and to everyone involved in the organising team. We're going to finish this little interview with one of those volunteer videos that Lucy Herbulic put together. And it's a call out from the entire Dinamo community to jump on board and become a member. Budo, thanks once again, and we'll get you on. You've done such a good job tonight that we're going to have to get you on maybe in a month's time with all the latest news.
G'day here, Danny Yufusha here. Been part of the club forever and a day, volunteering for over the last decade and a half, which has been fantastic. Been part of the committee at the moment with the tournament, and we're looking forward to a great one. But to help facilitate that, we will need a lot more volunteers like yourself. So hopefully you guys can get behind us and help us out to make this tournament a successful one for our whole community.
Hi, I'm Steve. I've been here since I was 12 years old at the club. I love supporting the club. I love helping out, volunteering, and yeah.
How you going? Rob Miklich here. I'd love to see a lot more people volunteer their time if they can to help out the kids with just helping out with Dinamo at the club, and hoping to get more people to help us out with the tourney coming up shortly.
Volunteering for the club is fantastic for the children, and our community all stays together, and we all do our part to keep it all together.
Christian Dulwich here for the big 2024 Dinamo tournament, hosted here anywhere else but we're in St Albans. We need volunteers like you, like myself, like Milch, and a whole bunch of others. Join now and welcome to the crew.
Volunteering is lots of fun. It makes you feel as if you're a part of a community, and bringing your friends along makes it one to remember. Yeah, so come sign up and be a part of such a great weekend.
Why do I like volunteering my time at Dinamo? Because it gives back to our community, it's for our kids, and yeah, it's improvement around the place, and hopefully everyone gets to see it at the Crow tournament on Grand Final weekend this year.
G'day guys, Darren Cordial here. Volunteering is a big part of our club. We've got the Croatian tournament coming up soon, and we'd love to see you as a volunteer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Natalie Matrevsky.
Hi, I'm Anna Miach.
And I'm Lucy Herbulic, and we are your volunteers.
We'd love for you to come and sign up
for this year's soccer tournament.
Proudly hosted by Dinamo Soccer Club. So sign up and come and join the Blue Crew.
Welcome back to DinamoTV. And just moments earlier, in fact, NPL Victoria, usually they've done this well and truly by now, but Football Victoria announced its NPL Team of the Week. And once again, we had a member of our illustrious club feature in the Team of the Week. And this week it's Joey MONEK, who is also our very, very special guest who is about to come on DinamoTV. There he is. Good evening, Joey. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well. Thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. But mate, let's first of all let's talk about that goal. We've got some video footage. Let's have a look at it and take us through this goal.
2-0 lead dissipate. Goals either side of the half from Luca Cabrera and Brian Summerskill. Broxham was being urged to shoot. Went for the sensible thing, which was getting it to Joey MONEK! Are you kidding me?
Joey MONEK, are you kidding me, mate? Now, when you let fly with that left footer, by the way, I'm a left footer, so I love watching left footers in action. But did you just hope for the best, or did you just see it going as soon as it left your boot?
To be honest with you, I saw it leave the boot and I lost it midair, and then I just saw the net move and everyone started celebrating. So started running, and then I was lucky enough for it to go in.
Yeah, no, it was just you could see that angle, and I mean, I've watched it today so many times and just looked at the trajectory, looked at the way it curled and everything. It was just absolutely world class. But mate, 3 points. How important was that in the greater scheme of things? Being down 2-0 just before halftime, Luca Cabrera obviously getting one in just before the break. But what did the gaffer say at halftime? What was the feeling, first of all, when you walked into the room? That goal by Luca, did that kind of ease things off? But it was a bit of a shock early in the game to go down 2-0.
Yeah, it was disappointing to cop 2 goals just based off our errors. Going into half time, everyone kind of sat by themselves, took a moment to relax. We knew if we kept played the way the coaches wanted us to play, the chances would come. And look, credit to him scoring a header, only header I've seen him score all year. Another one early, we're back in the game, and then fortunate it went our way.
Yeah, we're watching just some of that footage there without the commentary this time. We've seen it at the start of the show, but yeah, look, it's such in the greater scheme of things, it just meant so much. And some are saying, well, Lockie Flanagan, the NPL commentator, was saying miracle on Churchill on Fox Street, miracle on Fox Street. We're all thinking it's something this is where the season turns around. There's so much momentum can get, I guess, generated here, and we've got 4 games to go. How are we looking? What's the feeling like amongst the boys now in the change rooms?
Yeah, it's good environment to be in right now. But the most important thing is that we don't get ahead of ourselves. That's done. We're not thinking about Altona Magic anymore. Thinking about Oakleigh's game, which another tough top 6 side. So looking forward to the challenge, and hopefully we can get a result on Sunday.
Yeah, let's have a look at the ladder there. So as we looked at this earlier today, we're in third last position now, and no one still knows what is going on with the National Second Division. Apparently, as we speak, there's a 2-day meeting happening up in Sydney at Football Australia headquarters, and I guess that will also have a telling effect, won't it, Joey? Look, if a National Second Division proceeds, only one team gets relegated. If a National Second Division doesn't proceed, 2 teams get relegated. That feeling of really not sure, not knowing what is going on, is that sort of affecting the boys? Or in the end, they're saying, no, look, if we can just end up in third last or higher, let's dig our own sort of destiny, so to speak.
Obviously, our aim is to stay away from relegation. So, to be honest, haven't given it much thought about the National Second League, just focusing on trying to get as much points as we can from the next 4 games.
Yeah.
And not have to be concerned.
That makes total sense, yeah. Now, I know that in the dressing room, all teams usually have a little like a code of fines, I guess, every time you get mentioned in the media. You have to pay something towards the end of season trip if you get a yellow card, if you get a red card. Now, you've just been named your goal of the week. You've been named in the NPL team of the week. You're on Dinamo-TV, and that's the highest accolade a Dinamo player can get. Mate, you must be up for about $5,336 in fines this week.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to going training Friday, coming across border to Divi, that's for sure.
And I'm sure all that money goes to the end-of-season trip, correct?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
I heard, though, that this year's end-of-season trip is to the Croatian Soccer Tournament. By the way, here at Dinamo, so it's not going to be very far to travel, eh?
It's good to finally have a tourney in Melbourne. Well, we had the Dandenong tournament, but having one at St Albans is really good for the club. So it'll be good to play in front of our own crowd against other state teams. It'll be good.
And all jokes aside, we did hear from Marko BUTORAC, who's one of the organising committee members just earlier, how Churchill Reserve is set to undergo a major transformation. There's talk of a two-storey pavilion, VIP pavilion. Hopefully we're going to have the electronic scoreboard up and ready. And there's also talk of some exciting things in the pipeline for next season at Churchill Reserve. But, mate, as you mentioned, we're hosting the tournament. It is, it's one of the biggest crowd-pulling things, like each year, but certainly at Churchill Reserve. There must be all right, we're obviously thinking about the season at the moment, the NPL season, but there must be a little bit of excitement also starting to build about playing that in your own backyard.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good to be able to host it and win it. One thing for sure is good not to have to travel in the state, pay for some expensive airfares, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, mate, just hold on because we've got breaking news. We're just about to announce who this week's Senior Men's NPL Player of the Week winner is. And would you believe it? The winner is Joey MONEK. Congratulations, Joey. Player of the Week award winner. Yep, that's going to cost you a little bit more dollars in fines, no doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah, but what's it now like? We've got Broxy there in the dressing room. We've got Michael Martinovic, who was on Dinamo-TV last week as well, who I'm told has really, really ignited the enthusiasm in the dressing rooms, and Josh Fowler as well, who's come from overseas. Mate, it must be really infectious now. The enthusiasm that's in the dressing rooms at the moment compared to some of the difficult times throughout the season that you've experienced.
Yeah, it is. It's good to have that. How should I say, that little spark that enters the training.
Yeah, yep.
A couple of players can bring in. Broxy experience. Mickey has that spark, and Joshy with the experience from overseas definitely does help us with the remaining games this season. No one's been shy. Everyone's been welcome them into the change room. It's been really good. Everyone's getting along good. It's good to learn from Broxy. Good experience brings to the club.
Yeah. Now, mate, let's just very quickly talk about you and your footballing journey. Earlier today, you were telling me how you started at Hoppers Crossing when you were only a 4-year-old. So tell us how you've ended up at Dinamo and where you've been for the better part of the last 9 years or so.
I started my academy at Hoppers Crossing. Played there as a junior for a few years. Moved to Green Gully, then from Green Gully to Keilor Park, and then from Keilor Park, went to Melbourne Knights as a junior, and then I had the opportunity to go to Melbourne City Youth for a couple of years, and then from there got poached from Dinamo, and then as a junior, and then I've slowly stayed there. When I first went there, Tommy Pontiac was the coach, and Michael Gugic had hair, lots of hair. Sorry, Mickey. I've stayed there, and I enjoy playing for the club, for the fans. Very good community club, and wouldn't have it any other way at the moment.
So what age group was it when you came to Dinamo first of all?
I first went to Dinamo when I was under 18s, and then I went from 18s to making an appearance for the seniors, and then from there just stayed in that spot. So yeah.
Well done. Fantastic. And it's culminated with a Player of the Week award this week. Mate, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we'll see a few more absolute crackers before season's end. Either way, certainly hoping that the boys can do the job again this week against Oakleigh Cannons. Geez, wouldn't that be fantastic just to beat Oakleigh Cannons? I mean, we certainly do like beating the Greek community-backed teams. We did that with Heidelberg 2 weeks ago, so why can't we do it with Oakleigh this week?
Should be a good game. Looking forward.
Should be an absolute perler. 3 p.m. this Sunday at Churchill Reserve. And mind you, another reason to get along to Churchill Reserve as well is get your $50 tournament ticket. That could give you a $15,000 cash prize as the first prize. Joey, once again, thank you for joining us on Dinamo-TV.
Perfect. Thank you for having me.
Good on you. Joey MONEK from Dinamo-TV. Joining us on Dinamo-TV. Folks, we're going to take a very, very short break. When we return, it will be time to wrap things up here on the episode 27.
Westar Prestige is a family-owned second-generation business which is celebrating 50 years of operations this year. They're a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. However, they service all regions in the state, with many of their clients travelling from far and wide to use their services. They're also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend their premises. They're an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facilities for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of their ongoing affiliation with these brands. They also work closely with a number of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust them to be part of their preferred repairer network. Their support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing Australian-owned business.
Welcome back to Dinamo-TV. But before we leave, earlier tonight, just moments before we went to air, Western United Football Club on their social media platforms released a short 1.5-minute quick interview with former St Albans Dinamo junior Anthony Didolica, who did so well at the recent Under-16 Asian Games in Indonesia. This is what Anthony had to say.
I've never experienced anything like it in my life because I haven't played obviously for my country before, so the experience was amazing. It was like a professional tournament as well, so like all the stuff that, like all behind the scenes and all that, it was top class. So yeah, it was, can't explain in words how good it was, the experience. It was unexplainable, to be honest. It was when you walk into the change rooms and you see like your last name on the shirt, you can't explain the feeling how good it is, but yeah, it's so good. I just can't explain in words how good it is, to be honest. Yeah, I was on the phone to my parents probably about every day, to be honest. But yeah, I was getting messages from my friends a lot, and I was just telling them how it is and what an experience it was. When I arrived at the airport from coming back, I had all my friends that were waiting for me at the like when I go out. So that was good to see them again because I haven't seen them in ages. But yeah, I showed them the medal and the top scorer, the trophy. So that was good to see them again. But I'm so pumped because after that experience, all I want to do is just keep putting on that jersey and representing my country because it was just so fun, you know. Like even off the pitch with the boys in the hotel room, just so much fun, you know, like bonding as a team and all that. So I just want to keep doing my best to keep putting on that.
There you go. You get the feeling that he had a very, very good time over in Indonesia. And good on the youngster. Well done to Anthony and to the rest of the Didolica family. Folks, that brings us to the end of tonight's episode of Dinamo-TV. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show. Do get out and support the girls, first of all, tomorrow night when they take on Sydenham Park at 8 p.m. at Churchill Reserve. And then on Sunday afternoon when the boys take on the Oakleigh Cannons at 3 p.m. Until next Thursday night, good night.